The Hash It Out Show Game of the Week is presented by Boyd's ATA Black Belt Academy in Marrero, Louisiana. Barreto Home Solutions. Bayou Audio and Video. Hot Works on the North Shore. JFK Martial Arts in Mandeville and Covington. Lil Dizzy's Cafe. Kuman of Gretna. Moe's Pizza. Buck's Snow Whiz. CC's Children Blocks. The Pierre Family in Lafayette, Louisiana. Leo Auto Glass. The Juber Family in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Dat Kitchen Restaurant in Chalmette, Louisiana. HBP Construction and Consulting. CoSource Financial Group.
And good evening and welcome to St. James High School Field here in the beautiful town of Vacherie, Louisiana. Tonight, the Hash It Out Show is proud to present to you our Hash It Out Show Game of the Week for Week 5 of the 2025 prep season, featuring the visitors from St. Charles Catholic. The Comets are coming down to take on the Wildcats of St. James. This is Countdown to Kickoff on the Hash It Out Show Game of the Week. George Pepper's going to take the lead here for a couple of minutes. And it looks like we're going to have a pretty good crowd. It's a little overcast, but good night for high school football in the state of Louisiana. Lots of huge games around the state. We've got one of them because this game is going to have bearing on seeding at some point because it's PowerPoints galore with these two teams. Should be a fascinating matchup, but I can't do it alone. The man that's going to call the game tonight, he's running with me tonight. VK Jones, good evening to you, sir.
Good evening, George. I mean, this is, it's good to be back here at Wildcat Stadium here in beautiful downtown Vacherie, Louisiana. And this matchup was unbelievable last year, even though St. Charles was a young team and now they're a veteran team this year. They took St. James to the wire, and it was the last seconds where St. James took the lead and got the win. And this time, back with this rematch in Vacherie, and this is going to be a very intense 4 quarters.
There's a lot of big games around the state of Louisiana, and we're talking Titanic clashes. This is one of them, I think, and we scored a good one here tonight. Let's start to break this game down a little bit. Let's start with the visitors from St. Charles. In a game like this, special teams may make a difference here, VK. And St. Charles is a proven kicker in Tyler Miliotto. Remember, we saw him a couple of years ago in the Superdome against Calvary Baptist come up with some big kicks. They could have gotten a three-peat, didn't get it. But St. Charles has got a very complex football team. They like to pound the rock, but they can throw it a little bit too. Talk about the Comets.
Comets, very good team. They, the return of a lot of great starters. The offensive line returns a lot this year. And also you look at the quarterback in itself, Landry LeBlanc, who has had a lot of experience for St. Charles, and also Skylar Edwards, who's been there almost forever, you know what I'm saying? But he's a really good running back and some very good weapons offensively. But this year, Coach Wayne Stein went back to the old school this year, and he's calling most of the plays this year, and they're back to running the ball straight up the middle, smash mouth in itself, and they're going to need that to keep the Wildcats offense off the field.
Yeah, this is, I think, a pace kind of game. St. James likes the up-tempo. They can run it, but they could also sling it down the field, too. I think St. Charles wants to play it more closer to the vest, and really just be deliberate with their possessions. and try to eat clock. So, with that being said, when we talk about this game from the homestanding Wildcats, perspective, they get a healthy Jawan Jackson tonight. And the last time we saw him we saw St. James was 2 weeks ago against Terrebonne, and their only loss of the year. And Jackson did not play well. He did play. He did have a cameo appearance that night, but he was dealing with a bad hand that night. Tonight, he's healthier, and Connor King Young is out there too tonight. And the St. Charles Comets are now hitting the field from the west side of the Wildcat field. St. Charles is now on the field, and we await the arrival of the homestanding Wildcats of St. James. VK, let's talk about this thing from St. James' perspective. They get a healthier Jawan Jackson, but Jakai is Villanova, and it's not Villanueva. You see the spelling, it's Villanova. Facts. He was pretty good for them a couple of weeks ago against a clearly better football team in Terrebonne, but he made plays. St. James's offense is so dangerous, VK. What is St. Charles' defense, which is a pride defense? What are they going to have to do?
You talking about St. Charles defense? St. James offense. St. James offense, they're going to do what they do. The offensive line is going to protect very, very well to get Jackson to have his time, to find his weapons and everything. But they really come off the ball well. They go more of the run, but sets up the pass. And they like to go in pace. So that's the one thing about them. They score at any time. That's how good they are.
No doubt. And St. Charles, not going to be intimidated, but I mean, it's a great atmosphere here tonight. It's a big game. St. Charles has already been through this ringer once before earlier in the year in week 2. They went to Dunham and beat them 27-21. Had to chase that game. They were down most of that game. They came back and got the win there. So don't think intimidation is going to be a factor here tonight with a veteran coach in Wayne Stein. And as you mentioned, I think that's an interesting subplot that he goes to calling plays. I think he was just trying to shake things up a little bit, and it seems to work. Seems to be working. The Comets are 3-1. St. James is also 3-1.
Actually, St. Charles is 4-0.
4-0. I'm sorry. St. James is 3-1. I'm sorry. Get my factoids right. Waiting the Wildcats' arrival here at Wildcat Stadium. Good crowd on both sides. St. Charles does travel well. They always do. St. James, you know what they're about. Passionate. These are very passionate fan bases. Give me a key component for St. Charles to win this game on the road tonight.
St. Charles, they're going to have to really step up on defense. They're going to have to really get some pressure on Jawan Jackson and Jaquan Jackson. I'm going to say they need to get pressure on him. They need to try to make plays and everything else and cover those receivers the best way they can. But the thing is, they got to slow down the run. They got to slow down the run of Kanai King Young and Xavier Johnson. They're going to have to slow them up more than anything else. And if they can slow down the playmakers and at least get some 3-and-outs, St. Charles would definitely have a chance, especially with their run game.
No doubt about it. And for St. James, they took one on the chin a couple of weeks ago against Terrebonne. They bounced. And I forgot about this horn. We were here 2 years ago, and that horn is just loud as can be. Sounds like the impending arrival of St. James to the field. But let's talk about this game from the Wildcats' perspective. They know what the Comets bring offensively with their physicality. I think for me, when I look at this matchup, if I'm St. Charles, I'm not trying to trade scores with this team. I'm trying to play a deliberate tempo and not play fast. St. James likes to push the ball down the field with a quick tempo. I think for the Comets, they're going to have to play more deliberate and closer to the vest. Not saying they can't throw it. They have guys that can get out in space and do it. But ideally, if you're St. Charles, I think you play a closer to the vest kind of game. But for St. James, you talk about doing what they do every time. The combination of running backs that they have and the receivers that they have, and Jaquan Jackson is back fully healthy. Boy, that's going to be a battle tonight with this horn. And now the Wildcats have entered the field to play as we are coming close to kickoff. Point about St. James. Let's talk about what they're going to have to do to combat a Comets defense that has been pretty good this year.
Yes, very good defense. And like we mentioned, the big play is going to have to be proven here tonight for St. James. I mean, when they have the opportunity and you see the openings and everything, they got to take advantage of it. Take advantage when it's there, because St. Charles, they like to punch in the mouth, and they will do it. But at the same time, if St. James gets some good blocks and set Jackson, also Villanova and Young, it's gonna be they're gonna really do some crazy things, man. These are some. These are some good offensive players and a good, dangerous offensive squad.
No doubt about it. And the coaching matchup is a fascinating one. It always is. Levante Davis and Wayne Stein, when they link up, you get entertaining football, you get discipline. Uh, Neither team is going to beat themselves. That's the thing you look at with these coaches. And excuse me, oh boy, that's the thing with these coaches. But looking at it from a future, I say a futuristic, but we're only halfway through. But as far as seeding and potential high seeding, how big is this matchup for you?
I think this is a great matchup for high seedings and everything. Because right now, you look at St. James. I believe they are the number 3 power ranked team in Division 3 non-select, and St. Charles right now is in the top 4 in Division 2 select. So it's going to be big power points between these two teams tonight. And this is a big-time old rivalry that goes all the way back.
No doubt.
And it's good to really have this game tonight in this rematch, and it's good to be back here. And the fan bases, I mean, it's going to be packed on both sides. And right now, you can say it is packed because you see a lot of folks, St. Charles, making that drive from the Place. And you know those home-standing cats. They are here and ready to roar.
And both team captains are entering the field of play, awaiting the coin toss as we get ready to kick off week 5 of the Hash It Out Show Game of the Week Friday edition. We had a game for you last night at Hoffmanson Stadium featuring John F. Kennedy and John Arrett. The Cougars dominated that game, winning at 42-0. Looking for a closer game tonight, obviously. 3 minutes at least until the kickoff. And we, interesting factoid, I brought this up last week, VK, when we did St. Augure and Easton. Any team that's won the kickoff, they've received the ball. The only time it happened was once that the team deferred.
And actually, we seen it last night that actually they deferred, yes. And actually, St. Charles has won the toss. They deferred,
So,
and
2 in a
St.
row.
James will receive.
And we promised you during our test run, we will reveal one of our games for next week, and I'm very much looking forward to it. It is a Catholic League affair next Friday night. We will be with you from the Shrine on Airline in a very good tussle between the St. Augustine Purple Knights and the Jesuit Blue Jays. That will be next Friday night at the Shrine on Airline in Kenner, Louisiana.
And now let's go to the St. James Marching Band for tonight's rendition of the national anthem.
Anthem performed by St. James. Don't know who that was, but a very beautiful rendition.
And that's
As we-
actually one of the St. James students
I gotcha.
who went up there and did a
kudos.
wonderful job.
Very wonderful rendition of the national anthem. And now, as we approach kickoff, any final thoughts, VK Jones?
Man, buckle up your seatbelts. Tell everybody, all your family, friends, check out JB the Sports Guy on your YouTube for St. James, St. Charles, and it's absolutely free.
Best 4 letters in the world, free.
Yes.
That being said, we are done with the pregame. And again, you can catch this game on JB the Sports Guy's YouTube page. Get there now. What are you waiting for? Don't wait. Get there. Log in, subscribe, like, tag, do all that. We greatly appreciate it. We've gotten great support with our video streams this year. But that is it for the pregame show in advance of St. Charles at St. James. And now with that, I defer to the man that's going to give you the play-by-play, VK Jones. It's all yours.
Beautiful downtown Vacherie, Louisiana. LHSA football on the air. Week number 5 of the Hashing Out Show game of the week. Friday night edition. A rematch of a River Parish rivalry that goes all the way back to the 60s. It is St. Charles Catholic, the Comets, taking on the Wildcats of St. James. VK Jones with you, and also George Peppis with you tonight. And we got some little help tonight on the cameras. We have some St. James students that's going to be helping us out from the Wildcat Productions section of the school, the future of the industry. Gotta love it. I used to teach those people, and I miss it, and I appreciate them, and especially for Mr. Smith for helping us out tonight with this project. As we're getting ready to get it going here, Tyler Maliato kicking off for St. Charles Catholic. Waiting to return for St. James, Jai Blaine, and I believe that probably is Jakias Villanova.
Yep. People see the spelling and they're going to say, no, y'all wrong. No, we're right.
And they slow it down. They kick it up there. Fair catch is called. And you don't blame St. Charles for this strategy to kick away from the playmakers. St. Charles is in the road whites, blue numbers, gold trimmings, and the blue Comet helmet. St. James in the road black, in the home blacks tonight, in the yellow gold numbers, black trimmings, and the white hot kind of, you can say, Michigan Wolverines helmets. Starters for the Wildcats, it's Jawan Jackson at quarterback, the sophomore, and then also it's Jakias Villanova, Landon Gravar, Kanai King Young in the backfield as well. And we'll introduce the line in 1 second. 1st and 10, and they start right at the 23-yard line. As they get the play from the sideline. The handoff, and they go right there to Jaden Villanova, nothing doing.
Comet's pursuit was really on point right there, and they just stacked him up and never gave him a chance, VK. So the Wildcats are going to play behind the sticks here.
Only 2 yards on that gain, so it'll be 2nd and 8. 2nd and 8 coming up, 2-yard gain for Jaden Villanova. So Villanova getting some early action. Now 5 wide receivers on 2nd and 8.
Empty set.
Empty set for Jackson. Man in motion, and that's Johnson. Back to pass. Jackson, he'll look, and it's Johnson. Gets it. Oh, he takes the hit. Goodness gracious, and a loss. 28 for St. Charles Catholic. And that is James Tyson. Good play right there. Now 3rd is a 1-yard loss, so it'll be 3rd and 9. The O-line for St. James, Chase Gasson, Marshall, and Andon Mahler, Kane Gravra, and Xavier Anderson. 3rd and 9, back to pass. Jackson, pressure is coming. Jackson looking. Jackson had a lane. He's going to take off. Jackson, he's going to be close to the 1st down. Let's see if it's enough. And he's going to be short by a yard. It'll be 4th and 1, 8-yard run for Jackson.
Probably, I would think, yeah, they're going to punt it away, VK. They're going to kick it back.
Punt team coming out. It'll be Jaden Villanova punting for the Wildcats.
Don't think you want to gamble on a fake this early, though.
Not at all. For 4th and 1 here. Don't be surprised. St. James might try to get them off sides. Now they're going to go with a regular. Good snap, but whistle's blown. Delay a game on the Wildcats. It'll be a 5-yard penalty, giving Villanova a little more room. Villanova is the punter tonight, and usually he's also the backup quarterback. Good snap, and hold on, timeout be called on St. James. They burn an early one with 9:50 to go in your first quarter. No score, and we're going to come right back.
I'm ready. Oh, man. Do it again. Good job, Sue. Very good. Let me 5 for 5. Ready. All right, Mr. King. All right. I'm ready. Woo! I'm ready. There we go, Miss. Woo! Boys ATA Blackbird Academy, where belief means, yes, I can.
And welcome back. 9:48 left in your first quarter, and no score as St. James trying to punt here, and they have 2 timeouts left in the first half. We definitely appreciate you joining us tonight as Villanova gets back out there. And I don't know if we was hoping Kanai King Young is back on the field. I don't know if he's playing tonight, but we'll see. High snap. Villanova gets it off. High one. It'll take a St. Charles bounce, now St. James bounce, and the Comets will start at their own 47. The starters for the St. Charles Comets at quarterback Landry LeBlanc, fullback Maddox Mador, Skylar Edwards also in the backfield. The receivers Walker LeBlanc, Claude Ramade, if I can get it right. I'll get it right. Gabe Kugler at the tight end, the offensive line, Jacques Vigner, Colt Craig, Parker Millett, Aiden Lowry, and Logan DeWitt. 1st and 10, the handoff, and they go to Edwards up the middle, but nothing doing. So only 1 yard for Edwards. We'll introduce the defense in 1 second for St. James. So 2nd and 9, under center in the I formation. Handoff again, and it's Edwards. Edwards, he's only going to get 2 more yards right at the St. James 49. And it will be 3rd down and 7. So it'll be 3rd and 7 to go for St. Charles Catholic. They got to get to the St. James 43 to continue to drive. Shotgun formation this time. Three receivers all to the left side. LeBlanc back to pass, gets the catch. The run. First down and more. And St. Charles out of bounds. And a good catch and run for the Comets. 1st and 10. And that was Walker LeBlanc with the catch and run. Good catch and run there for LeBlanc. So now they're in the St. James 30. So they go down. It is I formation again. 1st and 10. Handoff is Edwards. Edwards looking for a hole. Gets a surge. Nice surge there for Skylar Edwards. And that's going to be an 8-yard gain right at the St. James 22.
I like the variety St. Charles is showing on this first possession, VK.
Very much agreed there.
Usually we think smash mouth, but they did have a good completion just a while ago for a big first down.
2nd and 2 under center, I formation. Man in motion, Edwards in the backfield. They give it to Edwards going to the left side. He has the first down for the Comets, and they're right at the St. James 19. And like we talked about, St. Charles neutralizing the running game and milking the clock. So 1st and 10 for St. Charles. The defense of St. James. The D-line is DeMonte Lemar, Xavier Anderson, Chase Gasson, and James Rose. We'll introduce the rest of the defense in a second. Timeout called for St. Charles Catholic. That'll be that first charge timeout. And we're going to take it with them. We're coming right back. This is the Hash It Out Show, Friday night game of the week.
Are you in need of a new windshield? Leo Auto Glass can help. For 20 years, Leo Auto Glass have been servicing the New Orleans area with windshield replacement and auto glass repair. Give them a call today, 504-301-8353.
And welcome back. St. Charles with 2 timeouts left in the first half. We have a quick update. What you got on, George Peppers?
In a game right not far from here, Terrebonne at Destrehan, humongous showdown at 8-5A. Destrehan strikes first, taking the early lead, 7-0 over Terrebonne.
Not surprising there. So 1st and 10 for the Comets inside the St. James 19. I formation here, man in motion. The handoffs to Edwards. Edwards, he gets a nice surge, positive yards. 5 yards on the gain at the St. James 14. So far, St. Charles getting 3 to 4 yards a pop on each carry. 2nd and 5. Comets got to get to the St. James 9-yard line for a 1st and goal. And we are in the Billy Bravender red zone.
Correct.
And also, this first quarter is brought to you by Boyd's ATA Black Belt Academy.
Yep.
2nd and 5, shotgun formation this time. And this time it's LeBlanc. LeBlanc on the draw, 1st down and more. And a big time run by Landry LeBlanc, 1st and goal. Right inside, right at the St. James 6.
Pretty punishing opening drive here for St. Charles, VK. They're really blending it in really well and keeping the St. James defense guessing early on.
Absolutely. 1st and goal for the Comets. Under center is LeBlanc, man in motion. A little tight on the right side. Handoff is Edwards. The surge. Oh, nothing doing. Credit the defensive line of St. James making the stop. The rest of the defense for St. James goes like this. It will be the linebackers, Nolan Zenon, Myron Jasmine. The DBs, Caden Brown, Malik Harry, Kendrick Joseph, Daryl Jasmine, and Jai Blaine. 2nd and goal inside. Make it the 5-yard line. Make it the 3-yard line here. 4-yard line, I'm going to say. Here's the handoff. Edwards again. He gets a surge. He's going to be down inside the 2.
Pickup of 1 there, leading to a 3rd and goal. That was 8 plays on this drive to this point. Quick update from the Catholic League, and not that game, but another good one. Rummel has struck first on Brother Martin. They lead 7-0 in the first quarter.
Good one out there at Joe Yini Stadium.
Yep.
And now 3rd and goal for St. Charles. Full house backfield. Under center is LeBlanc. Handoff, and it's Edwards, the surge, did he get that? No! Stop at the 1. It'll be 4th and goal. Credit the St. James defense coming up big there. Now let's see what Wayne Stein does on 4th down, and it looks like the offense is staying on the field. He's going for it.
This is an early bravado call, but I am 100% in agreement here. Normally on the road, you've got a sure kicker in Milioto.
4th and goal at the 1-yard line. Full house. Under center's LeBlanc. He might sneak it. Let's see. Handoff and goes up the middle. Touchdown for Skylar Edwards. 1 yard for the Comets as they're on the board first. 6-0.
Everybody in the building knew that was going to happen. Fourth down. St. James just didn't do enough on that play. The 10-play drive. I'm going to give you the results here in a short minute, but an early strike by the Comets to maybe slow the crowd down a little bit, VK.
Yes, I definitely agree. Tyler Miliotto for the extra point. Snap down. That kick is up for Miliotto, and it is good. 3:45 left in your first quarter. St. Charles Catholic takes a 7-0 lead on St. James. This is the Hash Out Show Friday night game of the week. We'll be right back.
Bucks No Wiz was the place to go as a kid growing up to get snowballs. As an adult now, it is still the place to go. When you want some of the best snowballs and some of the best customer service, Bucks No Wiz is the place. Now, excuse me, let me get back to my half grape, half pink lemonade snowball. Bucks No Wiz, located at 1508 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero, Louisiana.
And welcome back. 7-0 St. Charles Catholic. 1-yard touchdown by Skylar Edwards. Drive summary, Mr. Peppers.
Drive summary. It was a punishing drive by St. Charles. 10 plays, 53 yards. Skylar Edwards capped it off with a 1-yard burst up the gut. Extra point is good. The drive, VK, took 5 minutes and 54 seconds. That's the epitome of leaving an offense off the field.
Very much so. Tyler Miliotto kicking it off. He hesitates, then he kicks it right to the side. St. James will take it from the 20. St. James looks at a lane. He's going to try and take it. He does. A nice return for the Wildcats. And that is Kanye Zenin with the run. Nice run for Zenin. And this time, no fair catch called. He's like, we're going to try and take this one. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. And they start right inside the 39.
See what the Wildcats do in response here. First drive was pretty ordinary, 3 and out, punting the ball away. So let's see what Levante Davis has cooked up for this drive.
Very much agreed. Here we go. 1st and 10. 3 wide receivers all to the left side. And it's Jaden Villanova and also Xavier Johnson in the backfield. They run into each other. They get it outside, and it's Villanova, but it's incomplete. They're going to call an incomplete pass. It'll be 2nd down. A little miscommunication on that one. And I don't think Kanai King Young is hitting this field tonight. We don't even see him in uniform, so that's kind of a big loss there. He can do it all for St. James.
Very versatile running back, can get it out in the open field, can run it up the gut. Not very imposing size-wise, 195. That's what the program says. But, you know, you miss a guy like that can give you that versatility.
5 wide receivers on 2nd and 10. Back to passes. Johnson. He gets out. Jaden Villanova. Villanova with a nice move. Good positive yards. Right at the St. James 47. Make it to St. James 48. So it will be 3rd and 1 coming up. They still have other weapons, but they're going to have to step up. We see Young in street clothes, so they're probably going to hold him maybe till district time.
Next man up.
Flags are down, and let's see.
It's not a delay in game. It's probably a false start.
Probably so. Let's see.
Let's see what the
false start on St. James. That'll move him back 5.
Second false start penalty by St. James tonight early.
We definitely appreciate you joining us here tonight from beautiful downtown Vacherie at Wildcat Stadium. 3rd down and now 6 to go. The Wildcats got to get to their own 49 to continue to drive. Shotgun pistol formation here. Make it shotgun formation this time. And Johnson back to pass. He has time. Johnson will throw it deep. Incomplete is intercepted. Picked up by the Comets, and they have a lane. Has a convoy with him. And a big time pick by the Comets. 26 with the pick for St. Charles Catholic. Aaron Hilly.
Aaron Hilly, great anticipation on that play. Jaquan thought he had a seam, but Aaron said, nope, I'm going to get it and give the team the ball on the plus side of the field. And the Comets have a chance to really stretch this out early.
Very much agreed, man. That's a rare turnover, especially for Jackson. 1st and 10, St. Charles Catholic right at the St. James 31. Shotgun formation this time. Edwards in the backfield with LeBlanc. And LeBlanc will keep going to the left side. He has a little bit of a lane. Good positive yards for Landry LeBlanc. And they're right at the St. James 26. Continue to like, tag, share, subscribe to JB the Sports Guy, and continue to likes. Hit the likes, hit the likes, hit the notification button, and when you subscribe, like, tag, share, subscribe to this broadcast, and this broadcast is absolutely free, ladies and gentlemen. 2nd and 5 for St. Charles Catholic, a 5-yard gain on that one. Shotgun formation once again. This time it's Edwards. Edwards going to the left side, but he's stacked up. He's only going to get a yard. So it'll be 3rd down for the Comets. And we won, and people wondering, where's Jared J.B. Boyd? Well, Jared J.B. Boyd had an important assignment, had an important meeting this afternoon, but he's also on assignment tonight. We'll tell you where he's at in 1 second. 3rd down and 5, make it 4 yards to go. They got to get to the 21 to continue to drive. 3rd and 4. And it's Landry LeBlanc back to pass, incomplete. Good pressure by the Wildcats. And it will be 4 down.
I would think you see Tyler Miliotto to try a field goal. This is in his wheelhouse, this attempt, if they do it. Let's see what Wayne Stein does here, BK. But, yeah, great pressure by St. James to squash that last play right there.
And the offense still on the field.
They're going to go for it?
Yep. LeBlanc will come in with it. 42 seconds left in your first quarter. 4th and 4. I formation under center is LeBlanc. Timeout called by Coach Wayne Stein. It'll be the second charge timeout for St. Charles. And we're going to take it with them. We're coming right back. This is the Hash It Out Show, Friday night game of the week.
Did you experience storm damage from Hurricane Francine? Barretto Home Solutions can help. You can give them a call at 504-940-7552.
And welcome back. 1 timeout left in this first half for St. Charles. VK Jones, George Peppers, and the St. James Wildcat Productions, who is on the cameras in a little bit of our production tonight. And it's an honor and a privilege to have them to help us tonight.
The future of our industry in full effect.
Absolutely. 4th down and 4 as they will go for it here. They want to discuss a play. Here we go. Shotgun formation. 3 receivers for LeBlanc. LeBlanc back to pass. LeBlanc has time. He'll throw it. It's caught. And let's see where he is right at the 1st down line. 1st and 10 for the Comets.
While you're doing that, VK, I see a score that's going to affect the pick standings right now at final.
Hold on a second.
All right, let's do it.
43 with the catch. Gabe Kugler. Big
Tight
catch
end.
there
Yes.
for St. Charles.
That's their tight end, Gabe Kugler. A big play right there to continue this drive. But
1st and 10 here inside the Billy Bravin red zone under center. They hand it off to Edwards. Edwards, he gets about 3 yards at the 18-yard line of St. James.
so, you know how we're competitive with our picks, right?
Right.
VK 1, Jared J.B. Boyd and George Peppers 0. Country Day 62, Patrick Taylor 27. That game's final. That was earlier this afternoon, by the way.
Wow.
I'm surprised at the margin. Not at who won, but I'm surprised at the margin.
That is the end of your first quarter. Your score: the St. Charles Catholic Comets 7, the St. James Wildcats nothing. We're coming right back. This is the Hash It Out Show, Friday night game of the week.
Did you experience storm damage from Hurricane Francine? Barretto Home Solutions can help. You can give them a call at 504-940-7552.
And welcome back as we're starting the second quarter of play. 7-0 St. Charles Catholic as we're going to the other side of the field. VK Jones, George Peppers, Wildcat Productions on the production tonight. What we got?
Now we have an update from the mega game of the night. Edna Carr strikes first. They lead 7-0 over St. Augustine. And how about this potential shootout down in Destrehan, or still in the first quarter? Destrehan 14, Terrebonne 7.
Interesting. Interesting there on Destrehan and also in Algiers. We thank you for joining us tonight. Like, tag, share, subscribe. JB the Sports Guy on the YouTube. And we watch, and all the games are absolutely free, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a beautiful word.
Yes, sir. If you watch it now, watch it later, but stay with us.
We greatly appreciate it.
First and now a second down and make it 8. Handoff, and it's Edwards. Edwards, where's got a lane? Edwards to the 5 and down, and it is touchdown for St. Charles Catholic. 17-yard touchdown for Skylar Edwards, 13-7 for St. Charles Catholic. What a play there. The offensive line neutralized that left side, and Edwards took advantage.
You think St. Charles is making a statement, VK?
Oh, goodness. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Tyler Moliotto for the extra point. Snap down. The kick is up for Moliotto, and it is good. 11:52 left in your second quarter. 14-0 St. Charles over St. James. We're coming right back.
Make sure you stop at Dat Kitchen for some of the best food in the Chalmette area. Located on 1200 East Judge Perez Drive in Chalmette, Louisiana. Dat Kitchen, and tell them that the Hash It Out Show sent you.
And welcome back. This second quarter is brought to you by Barretto Home Solutions. We definitely appreciate all the sponsors supporting the Hash It Out Show game of the week. And tune in to the Hash It Out Show Tuesday, Wednesday nights, 7 p.m. on all social media platforms on Instagram, Facebook, X, and also YouTube. And also join us Sunday night, 6:15 for the boot breakdown on the JB Your Sports Guy YouTube page. 6:15. The Sports Guy. I just said that. That's just.
There you go. Get it right.
I got it. I got it.
I got you, baby.
Yes,
But,
sir.
St. James is now in a position. They're down 2 scores. They're going to have to do something here off it because St. Charles has really owned the line of scrimmage with their 2 possessions.
Very much
Wildcats
agreed.
are going to have to find an answer right here.
Maliotto will kick it off. It'll be returnable from the 27, and St. Charles gets there quickly.
Good pursuit. What pursuit that the special teams for St. Charles did right there. And St. James just really didn't have a chance to breathe, let alone run. Great effort by the Comet special teams. Now, I'm curious, without Connor King Young, I know St. James has weapons, VK, but
Kanai King Young.
Kanai King Young. I'm
you
curious to see what they offer up now because they are now down 14-0 early second quarter, but no time to panic. Not saying that at all.
Not at all. They're capable, and we see a lot more weapons than Kanai King Young.
Yeah,
but they got to step it up. They got to step it up right now. They really do, especially the young guys. Here we go. Shotgun formation, 2 receiver sets, pistol, 4 receiver sets, handoff. Nice surge there, and that is Xavier Johnson with that run, positive yards, and they're right at the St. James 29-yard line.
4-yard pickup on that play. Thank you, PA announcer, for that.
Here we go. 2nd and 6. Wildcats got to get to their own 35 to continue to drive. 4 receivers in the shotgun, 2 on each side. Jackson getting the signal from the sideline. And Jackson gets it out, and it's Jacques Villanova, and he gets a first down. A big first down there for the Wildcats. And, hey, I'm like this, you got to give it to your big play guys, and Villanova is one of them.
but you give it to him, but you gotta get it to him in space, and that was one play right there where Villanova made space and got a good chunk of yards right there. Wildcats get a first set of downs to play with.
His first catch of the game, 1st and 10, back to pass. Jackson's gonna go up top, incomplete. Colin mistimed it there. It'll be 2nd and 10. Second and 10 for the Wildcats right at the St. James 42. You got to get to the St. Charles 48 to continue to drive. 3 receiver sets here for Jackson. And it is the handoff middle. Nothing doing on that one. Only 1 yard on the gain. And that's Xavier Johnson with that carry. So now 3rd and 9 coming up.
Do have another update from Joe Zimmerman Field. De La Salle and Shaw early, but it's 7-7 tied up.
Ooh, interesting. 3rd and 9, shotgun formation here. 3 receiver sets this time for Jackson. Man in motion. Jackson, back to pass. Pressure's coming. Jackson will get away. He sees a lane, and he will not get there. He'll be short. It'll be 4th down. Credit the secondary for St. Charles. They are not letting St. James get any space like talking about it.
Not at all, and this common defense really is a step ahead right now early in this game, VK, into the 2nd quarter. But they look like they're playing a step ahead of St. James, and they feel like their anticipation has been really, really good so far early on. Now their offense gets the ball with a chance to have it in pretty good field position, and let's see what they do.
Very much agree here. 4th down, and it is Jaden Villanova punting. Good snap. Villanova gets into it, a little pressure, but he got it off. A good punt, a good roll. And St. Charles will try to return. And good job there by the St. James special teams. Slowing things down. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Comets. Interesting return by Aiden Zelaya. No, I'm going to say Christian. It was Christian McLean with that return there. McLean trying to make a move, get something there on that bounce. He didn't want that ball to go further back. So 1st and 10. St. Charles start right at the 16-yard line. I formation here. The handoff is Edwards. Edwards trying to bounce out, but credit St. James gets in the backfield. Only 1 yard on the gain. They're right at the 17.
Pretty quick moving first half, though, VK. 8:53 to go. 14-0. And Skylar Edwards having himself a good night so far. I'll tally you up his yards in a few minutes.
2nd and 9 for the Comets. They got to get to their own 30, like I said, their own 26-yard line for a 1st down. 2 receivers, they're both on the left side here. And now in the shotgun, Edwards and LeBlanc. LeBlanc on the option. He's trying to keep it. Credit St. James, backing them down. There will be no gain, and actually a 1 yard loss right back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 10. Wildcats need to get a stop here. Now we're at 8 minutes, under 8 minutes to go in your first half. So 3rd and 10 for the Comets. Shotgun formation this time. LeBlanc back to pass. LeBlanc looking's got pressure coming. Throws it out, and it's Edwards. But a good job by the Wildcats defense. And they make a play there. And credit Nolan Zenon with that stop. So it'll be 4th down, and punting team coming out here. Dax Prejeant punting for St. Charles. He's right in the end zone. Good snap. Prejean gets it off. High one. Ja'Kias Villanova will take the chance. But credit St. Charles for pursuing him. And that is not going to be a good place for St. James to start 1st and 10. So the Wildcats will start right at their own 35. As Ja'Kias Villanova was trying to time it out and trying to make a return, but
that pursuit was just
great
wicked.
pursuit.
Yes.
1st and 10 for St. James, right? And they start right at their own 34. Pistol formation this time. 3 receivers. Make it shotgun this time. 2 on the left and 1 to the right. Man in motion. The handoff. It is Johnson. Johnson. He's going to get 4 yards on that gain at the St. James 38. And we do have an injured player on the field. Injury timeout. Let's take it with him. We're coming right back.
If you ever need help with 401k services, fiduciary services, or executive benefits, then Jeremy Callaghan of CoSource Financial Group is the guy to see. You can reach him at 337-606-9860. HBP Construction and Consulting is licensed in residential and commercial construction. They offer electrical, municipal, mechanical, public works services, and more. You can reach them at 504-677-2018 or visit them at 650 Poydras Street, Suite 1400.
And welcome back. Amari Marshall was the injured player, and he comes on the field his own power and looked like he's going to be A-OK for St. James. They're going to monitor him before they send him back. 2nd down and make it 6 to go. St. James got to get to their own 44. Back to pass, Jackson. Jackson looking, throws a slant. Good catch, and it's Villanova. Villanova gets the 1st down and more. Villanova keeps going, and he'll go down. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats right at the St. Charles 44.
Couple of interesting score updates. Rummel has stretched out to a 14-0 lead into the 2nd quarter.
Ooh, wow.
Terrebonne and Destrehan are now deadlocked at 14.
High snap. Jackson will get it back. Jackson breaks the tackle. Jackson will keep going. A good surge. Let's see.
I think he's at the mark of his
He's
game.
short. He's short by 2 yards. He's right at the 36. He's got to get to the 34. Good run on the improvise. 2nd and 2. It is Johnson. Breaks the tackle. Johnson 1st down for the Wildcats. Coach Levanta Davis knows he's got to use all his weapons tonight. 1st and 10. Back to pass. Jackson. Jackson looking. He's going to go deep. Right side wide open. Touchdown for the Wildcats. 33 yards. A big time touchdown, Jawan Jackson, and that is Kanye Zenin with the touchdown. When we went with that touchdown on time, that horn right there. So you hear that every time St. James gets a score. Extra point coming up here. And kicking will be Landon Gravois. Actually, excuse me. 43 kicking. Snap down, the kick is up. The extra point is off the post. No good. And kicking was actually Hayden Schlickschneider with that extra point. We got 5:46 left in your 1st half. St. James on the board, 14-6. We're coming right back.
I'm ready. Oh, man. Do it again. Good job, Stu. Very good. We 5 for 5. Ready. All right, Mr. King. All right. I'm ready. Woo! I'm ready. There we go, Miss. Woo! Boys ATA Blackfoot Academy, where belief means, yes, I can.
And welcome back. 33-yard touchdown pass, Jawan Jackson to Kanye Zenin. Big time there as St. James on the board, 14-6. VK Jones, George Peppers, Wildcat Productions in the building helping out tonight with the footage and the scoreboard. So we thank them so much, and Mr. Tyree for, giving them an opportunity to be a part of the business tonight. Kicking off will be Hayden Schexnayder. Excuse me, I meant to say Landon Gravois. Excuse me. They switch up a lot on kickers, I'll tell you that. Landon Gravois will take the turn this time to kick it off. Gravois will kick it. High kick this time. Returnable. They'll take it from the 19. And decent return there for St. Charles. It'll be 1st and 10. I think that was Kugler with that return. Comets will start right inside their own 31-yard line. Good drive there by St. James as they get on the board. What was the drive summary right quick, Mr. Peppers?
5 plays, 65 yards. Xenon with the 33-yard reception, extra point, doinked off the post, 14-6 Comets. The drive took 1 minute, 7 seconds.
1st and 10, right at the 31, under center. LeBlanc gives it Edwards. Edwards, he's going to get 3 yards on the gain right at the St. Charles 33. Make it 2 yards on the game on the St. Charles 33-yard line. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Now, how do the Comets respond?
Yes, that's a good question. 2nd and 8 here, right at the 33. They got to get to the 41 for a first down. Man in motion, and a handoff on the jet sweep. Going to the right side, first down. Good run there. Then a first down for St. Charles Catholic. Tremendous run there by Evan DeFore. DeFore with that nice run. If it's the right one, yep, Evan DeFore with a nice run. And it's 1st and 10 for St. Charles. Now they're right at the 47-yard line. Shotgun formation this time. Man in motion. This time is Edwards on a handoff. Edwards positive yards, and they're in St. James territory. Right side, right to the St. James 48. .415 and counting in your first half. And now 2nd and 5 for the Comets. They got to get to the St. James 43 for a first down. Man in motion. The keeper for LeBlanc. LeBlanc stood up, and let's see, he gets a little surge right there. He's going to get a manageable 3rd and 1. He'll get a manageable one on that run. They're right at the St. James 44. Third and 1 for the Comets. And I wouldn't be surprised they're going to try and go on the center this time once again. And they do is a full, actually it's a shotgun. It probably will be a Wildcat timeouts call by St. James. And that will be make it their second charge timeout. They'll have one left. And Coach Levanta Davis not too happy with that timeout right there. We're going to stay with it right here. So far, George Peppers, your thoughts in this game here look like, St. James trying to get back in it, and they do need to stop here.
They do, and offensively, what they just did, hitting St. Charles with the perimeter play on the outside, and that's where they're going to try to find success. They were able to get a wide open Zeno on the touchdown. Comets have just played it close to the vest and pounded the rock, and really have just owned the line of scrimmage, except for a few surges by St. James. But for the most part, the Comets feel like they're a little bit ahead step-wise. They've kind of kept St. James on the guess.
Very much so there. So one time out left for St. James. 3rd and 1 coming up for St. Charles Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
The boot breakdown this Sunday, 6:15. Jordan Taylor, Jared J.B. Boyd, and Nick Campbell talking about the biggest news in prep football this week all over the state. Here we go, 3rd and 1 on the Wildcat, and actually first down on the draw for Landry LeBlanc. And too much, like right down that right side. Good movement by that offensive line for St. Charles Catholic.
Something we have seen most of this first half. Their offensive linemen have really just won the line of scrimmage against St. James, and it seems like that's been a mini theme in the earlier game against Terrebonne. They got owned at the line of scrimmage in the trenches, VK, and it looks like St. Charles is doing what Terrebonne did to this team a few weeks ago.
2:43 in counting, make it 2:38 in counting in your first half. 1st and 10 right at the 41-yard line of St. James. Strong formation this time. The handoff is Edwards. Edwards getting the cut. He's going to get 1 yard on the game, but a flag is down.
Might be an offside, perhaps.
Let's get the call from the head referee. False start on St. Charles Catholic. They'll move back 5 yards.
And that's their first penalty of the night.
Might be a legal procedure instead, because usually on false start they would stop it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a legal procedure that will back them up. 5-yard penalty, and now it'll be 1st and 15 for St. Charles, and they're right at the 46-yard line of St. James.
And if you're St. Charles, you're ahead 14-6, but remember St. James gets the ball to start the second half. Correction, St. Charles gets the ball to start the second half.
That's it.
So if they could get something here, they might have a chance to do a little stretching out here in that first possession in the next quarter.
As they get the clock running here with 2:18 left in your first half. Timeout called by St. Charles Catholic. That'll be their last charge timeout. Let's take it with them. This is the Hash It Out Show. Friday night game of the week.
Make sure you stop at Dat Kitchen for some of the best food in the Chalmette area. Located on 1200 East Judge Perez Drive in Chalmette, Louisiana. Dat Kitchen, and tell them that the Hash It Out Show sent you.
And welcome back as Wayne Stein took his last time out of the first half. Only one time out left for St. James. 14-6 is your score with 2:09 left in your first half. Next week on the Hash It Out Show, game of the week, Friday night game of the week. This is a big announcement here. Big week coming up here Friday. We'll be back for the 2nd year in a row at the Shrine at Airline, one of the oldest Catholic League rivalries. St. Augustine, Jesuit. Gonna be a real good one. 6:45 for the pregame. 7 o'clock for the start. We'll tell you the next game we will have on Monday or Tuesday. We'll let you know the announcement of the other Hash It Out Show game of the week. But Jesuit St. Aug next Friday night. 1st and 10. Like 1st and 15 for St. Charles, right at the St. Charles 46. Now, shotgun formation. And LeBlanc. He'll go on the outside. It'll be flags down. And they let it loose. And here comes St. Charles with the first down. St. Charles will try to keep going in a 5. And what a catch and run there by the Comets. And good job there by Evan DeFore. But flags are down. Hold the phone. I don't know if that is even going to count.
It may not. It might be a block in the back, BK.
And it was a flag right there in the backfield as well. So
could be holding.
Could be holding, or it could be legal formation. Head referee will make the call. Blocking the back on St. Charles. That will be declined. Illegal procedure on St. Charles Catholic.
That's going to be accepted.
That's going to be accepted.
From the spot of the foul, right?
And Coach Wayne Stein, yep, and not just spot of foul, but what illegal procedure went at. And Coach Wayne Stein is just not happy. He's letting the officials have it here in this first half.
So what do we have planned for halftime, VK?
Well, at halftime, we'll have the St. James Marching Band performing, and I think they have a special presentation, a big-time special presentation that they will be honoring the legendary Luther Ambrose, the former running back of the St. James Wildcats. Legendary, led the Wildcats to the Superdome one year. Here we go, 4 receivers. We'll have the presentations at half. 1st and 20. Back to pass. LeBlanc gets it out. And good job there by the St. James defense. They was ready for that screen. And that's another loss there. So that's going to move the Comets back a little more. Or they just downed it. Yep, they downed it there. So no loss on that and no gain, actually. So they're right at the 48-yard line of St. Charles. They got to get to the 36-yard line of St. James. So it's 2nd and make it 21 to go. Shotgun formation now, 4 receivers. LeBlanc will try to take the draw. He tried to get loose, but good tackle there by the Wildcats. And it's Zenon with the tackle. Timeout for St. James. 1:08 left in your ball game.
Halftime. Not ball game.
No, I said timeout. I thought I seen a timeout by the officials.
You said 1:08 left in the ball game.
Oh, I'm sorry. 1:08 and a half in the first
you.
half. Thank you. I'm sorry.
You're welcome.
I apologize. All to the good. And we it's great to be back out here, and St. James will take that last time out with 1:15 left in your first half of play. 14-6 is your score. As we see a lot of the administration in here, St. James, we see Miss Sean Oubre, the principal. We see the assistant principal, Ms. Mika Dennis, right in front of me. Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. I used to work with her. Very great lady. I was wondering if she was going to be the principal since Principal Shane Kleber moved on, and she was like, "No, I want to stay in the position where I'm at." Very great lady, and actually, her husband is actually the PA announcer at St. James.
Second quarter score from Algiers. Etna Carr 14, St. Augustine 7.
Ooh, interesting. Very interesting.
Catholic of Baton Rouge leads Madison Ridgeland of Academy of Mississippi 7-3.
3rd down and make it 15 to go. Back to pass. LeBlanc looking. LeBlanc has pressure coming. LeBlanc will try to take off, and he's going to go down. A big play there. Some positive yards, but he didn't go that far. And it is Zenon, once again, Nolan Zenon for the Wildcats, 4th down.
A game up the river tonight. Destrehan has now reclaimed the lead against Terrebonne, 21-14 in the second quarter.
Good one out there in Destrehan.
And Rummel has stretched out on Brother Martin, 21-7, second quarter.
Wow, man.
Upset alert. Southside is losing the bar, 14-13.
Interesting. It's a big night tonight in week number 5 in the LHSAA.
Yeah, we just halfway home, people.
And LeBlanc. It looks like St. Charles Catholic is going to probably take the delay of game with 21 seconds left in the first half. And they are going to actually take that delay of game as the punt team coming out. As Coach Wayne Stein does not want St. James to have too much time in the first half.
So they're going to kick it away. So
Dax Prejean punting for the Comets. Ja'Kai Villanova waiting to return. Good snap. Prejean kicks into it. And it'll take a St. Charles roll And St. James will start right at they're on 21-yard line to start it off. 10 seconds left in your first half.
I'd say take a lead and go to halftime. You're going to get the ball to start the second half, VK.
No, actually, St. Charles will get the ball back to start the second half.
You're right. I said that earlier.
It's okay. But I think you're too deep in territory. I think it might be best to just take the knee, go into the half. You're just down. You're just down one score.
Yeah, exactly. You don't make a debilitating mistake in that spot. There you go. They're setting up to take the knee.
And Jackson will take the knee. That is the last play of the first half. Your score: the St. Charles Catholic Comets 14, the St. James Wildcats 6. We definitely appreciate you joining us. Like, tag, share, subscribe. The Hash It Out Show on JB the Sports Guy. We will have a special halftime with the marching band of St. James and a special presentation as well honoring Luther Ambrose. And we appreciate you joining us. We'll be back with the second half.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight a special person who has starred for the St. James Wildcats will be honored in a special way. Please welcome back to Wildcat Country, Luther Ambrose. Tonight we will be retiring the jersey of Luther Ambrose in football and track and field as he stands as one of the most dynamic and explosive athletes in St. James High School history. He excelled in football, track and field, and basketball. Known for his blazing speed, electrifying playmaking ability, and unmatched versatility, Ambrose earned statewide and national recognition for his talents, leaving a legacy that inspired all across Louisiana and beyond. As a Wildcat, Luther was a game breaker from the moment he first touched the ball. Over his high school career, he amassed 3,654 rushing yards and 48 touchdowns, averaging an incredible 10.5 yards per carry. As a special teams ace, he returned kicks and punts for 1,043 yards and 6 touchdowns. A dominant force on the track, Ambrose led the Wildcats to the 2008 state championship in track and field with an incredible performance. He won the 100 meters in the state record of 10.53 seconds, the long jump in 24.2, the triple jump in 45.2, and anchored the winning 4x100 relay, scoring an unheard of 32.5 points. In his career, he was a 5-time individual state champion. Luther continued his athletic career at the University of Louisiana Monroe, where he became a two-sport standout in both football and track. Over his collegiate football career, Ambrose touched the ball 188 times for 1,848 total yards, averaging 9.8 yards per touch and scoring 13 touchdowns, and was named to the All-Sun Belt team. In track and field, he was an All-American in the 100 meters and was the outstanding performer in the Sun Belt Track and Field Championships. Luther Ambrose is remembered for his impact on every game, his ability to ignite the crowd, and his role as a true ambassador of the St. James High School athletic greatness. Ladies and gentlemen, we now officially retire number 22. Thank you, Luther Ambrose.
And welcome back to Wildcat Stadium on the campus of St. James High School here in beautiful downtown Vacherie, Louisiana. Right at halftime here of the Hash It Out Show game of the week number 5. Your score, the visitors from St. Charles lead 14-6 over St. James. And it's been a pretty entertaining first half. Look, St. Charles really established their tempo early. VK and Quincy Edwards has been, Skylar Edwards thinking of basketball in my head. Skylar Edwards has been doing some damage in this first half, and really the Comets offense has established a good rhythm, solid tempo, really keeping St. James buttoned except for the one possession. But let's talk about the Comets' first half performance as they now have entered the field of play on the far side.
Very much agreed. I mean, great performance so far by St. Charles. They came to play, man. They came to play. The run game has been unbelievable so far as they continue to move the ball. Credit that offensive line for St. Charles. They really keeping St. James off the field. But the St. James defense, they're keeping them in this ball game, man.
Right.
They're really making plays and stuff like that. And now it's going to be upon the St. James defense to try to set the tone in the second half.
Right.
But then the offense has got to really have their back.
And the Wildcats are now entering the field of play, ready to get this second half going. VK, if you're St. Charles, though, with this first possession, you've got to reestablish a little bit of momentum because St. James did get a touchdown late on in that first half.
Yeah, they sure did. They sure did. So I tell you, man, they in their first half, I mean, that's something else there. But, and that's big. They needed to get on that scoreboard. They needed confidence more than anything else. And, now the defense has something to work with.
They've got to answer the call here to start the second half. Would that VK take us away?
And welcome back as we start the second half of this ball game. 14-6, St. Charles Catholic leading St. James on the Hash It Out Show. Friday night game of the week. Like, tag, share, subscribe. JB the Sports Guy on your YouTube. And you're watching this game live and absolutely free, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely free. So I hope you got your snacks. Hope you got your popcorn. This should be a very good second half out here from beautiful downtown Vacherie over in Wildcat Stadium. And it's good to be here tonight.
We have been blessed with some beautiful weather for the games that we've done this year. We have not had any adverse conditions. Keep the fingers crossed the rest of the way, though.
Yes.
But all the scores that we have given you in the first half, the select scores that we've given you, are courtesy of our great friends at CrescentCitySports.com who do an immaculate job every Friday night, keeping you with the most accurate scoreboard in the state of Louisiana.
Very much agreed. Very much agreed here. So, man, but I'll tell you one thing. We thank y'all so much. Even last night with Eric and Kennedy, with that game being one-sided, we had a lot of viewers tuning in. Thank y'all so much. And still continue to go back and watch that game and even watch this game a little bit more tonight. So continue to support us.
As an Eric alum, do I have to? I mean, I'm saying that just tongue-in-cheek, but
well, if you want to add the viewers, just go there for 5 seconds and just get off.
You already know. Look, last week we really had one of our highest viewerships with St. Augustine Moore and Easton last Saturday. That is getting close to 7,000. We're at 6,800 now.
And also Terrebonne and Hanville, 3,300. So two of the big games last week. The Battle Undefeated. I mean, great numbers, man. So let's keep it going this weekend, especially with this game tonight. But thank y'all for last night. We expected about at least maybe about 1,500 that has gone over from last night. Let's get it to 2,000 if you could. Let's get it going here. St. Charles Catholic will receive this kickoff to start the second half.
Crazy thought, VK. They're lining up right here on the near side. You don't think Levante's going to gamble and go onside kick here? Just crazy thought, though. I mean, because of the way St. Charles defense has really set the tone in this first half, you don't think they'll try and steal one here, do you?
I don't know. I don't think so. Man, it's a one-score game here.
It is. So kick it away and take a shot. Your defense has played pretty gutsy to this point, St. James.
Landon Gravar will kick off for St. James. St. Charles Catholic has returners ready to go. One of them, Skylar Edwards. Also, Dax Prejeant waiting to return as well. Both sides full tonight, and also a little standing room as well. Here's the kick as we start the second half. Edwards will take it from the 15, and
Decent return.
Decent return. St. Charles will start right at their own 31-yard line. And excuse me, I'm at the return by Christian McLean on that one. So McLean with that return.
And we want to thank the St. James students, journalism, broadcasting people that are helping us with the camera work tonight. They have done yeoman's work so far, and keep it up. They've
Absolutely.
Future of our industry in full effect here at beautiful downtown Vacherie.
1st and 10 for St. Charles as they start inside their own 31. Shotgun formation. The handoff's Edwards. Edwards trying to go up the middle. He's going to get about 2 yards right at the St. Charles 33. This third quarter is brought to you by, let's see.
Gotta be prepared, my dude.
I always got to be prepared.
Come on now.
Let me get this right. I got it.
CEO's a
I
phone
got it,
call
ladies
away.
and gentlemen. I got it. Little Disney's Cafe.
Thank you.
This third quarter brought to you by Little Disney's Cafe. And the Red Zone brought to you by Artie Hippolyte
For the second half.
for the second half of this
Correct.
ball game. 2nd and 8, right at the 33. Under center is LeBlanc. And the handoff, Edwards stacked up. And he's only going to get about probably 2 yards. They're right at the 35. Jai Blaine making the play for the Wildcats.
They don't wow you, St. Charles. They just pound you into the dirt. They just really just ground, run very physical.
Ground and pound, you know. So now it's 3rd down. Make it 6 to go. 3rd and 6 for the Comets. They got to get to the Comets 41 for the first down. We got 2 receivers. Shotgun formation for LeBlanc. Back to pass. LeBlanc rolling out to the right. LeBlanc will throw. Caught wide open. And he'll get the first down.
And more.
Indeed. 1st and 10 for St. Charles Catholic. And that was Preston Cambry with the cat. Actually, that was Claude Rummeday. Thank you. Claude Rummeday with that catch. Catch and run there. He was wide open on that sideline.
Yeah, St. James, I think, got lost in coverage there with Rummeday finding a seam and getting that first down. Big first down, by the way.
1st and 10 right inside the 42 of St. James, and that is Edwards getting a carry. He's going to get 2 yards. Make it 4 yards this time. They got him at the 42. Make it a 38-yard line. 38-yard line for that run. So 4 yards for Skylar Edwards. For a second, he was pinned up, but he kept his feet moving. 2nd and 6 coming up for St. Charles Catholic. They got to get to the St. James 32 for the first down. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers, both on the left side. And a handoff, and it goes on a jet sweep, and they get it. Oh, good loose run there. Now, I tell you, it could have been a loss, but credit St. Charles Catholic and Evan DeFore with the run.
Yeah, that looked like it wasn't going to go anywhere, and Evan just sent just persistence. Picked up, I think, 4 on that play, making it a very manageable 3rd down.
Big time there. So now it is 3rd down and make it 4 to go.
Very manageable.
They got to get to the 32-yard line. The handoff, Edwards. Edwards is stacked. A big time stop by the Wildcats. Jai Blaine with the hit.
Yeah, leading the charge there. They would look like about 5-6 guys jumping on Quincy. Skylar
Edwards.
Quincy, cool it, Pepper. Skylar Edwards.
It's okay. It's all right.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's
4th down.
4 down territory, you think?
Yeah, indeed. It's definitely 4 down territory. 4th and 5.
Mm-hmm.
They're right at the St. James 37. They got to get to the St. James 32 for a first down.
Let's see if they run that play to Remedy again on this play right here. They had success with it last time.
I formation this time on 4th and 5. Back to pass. LeBlanc has time. Pressure coming. And he's going to get away. And let's see. More pressure. He gets it down. A big time stop for St. James. And that is Malik Harry with the big time sack. 1st and 10 for St. James. What a job by the Wildcats defense.
Needing a stop right here to VK to flip momentum back, and they get it. Now the Wildcat offense, let's see if they can capture that momentum and do something offensively. They've had the one successful drive in the first half, but let's see if they can grab this momentum and try to maybe make St. Charles think about it a little bit here.
1st and 10 for St. James right inside their own 44-yard line.
Best field position of the night by far.
Here is Xavier Johnson with the carry. Johnson trying to get a surge. He's going to get 3 yards on that one inside the 47-yard line of the Wildcats. 8 minutes to go in your third quarter. 1-score game for St. Charles. 2nd and 7 for the Wildcats. 4 receivers in the shotgun. And here's Johnson. He gets it to the side. Oh, good play there. Only 1 yard. And credit Christian McLean with that stop.
Staying at home and recognizing the play, and he makes the play.
Kanye Zenon had that catch, and good tackle. Only a yard, so now it is 3rd and 6. 5 wide receivers this time for Jackson. Jackson waiting on the signal, 10 on the play clock. Now with 5, Jackson. Pressure coming. Jackson gets away. Jackson rolls out, throws, incomplete. Nobody in the area, and it will be 4th down.
So this now, they did absolutely nothing with this possession.
One team coming out for St. James. And pressure came right there.
Got away from it, but nobody could separate. And St. Charles, credit St. Charles secondary for staying at home and really just blanketing the coverage unit right there.
Jaden Villanova back to punt. Low snap, pressure coming, and he's going to get away, has a lane, and that is going to be a 1st down and more. Here comes Villanova. What a play by Jaden Villanova. Wow.
What you saw there, Villanova catching that ball, recognizing that was nothing but green grass to his left, and he just took off. Big momentum turner right there. And the Wildcats, just when you think that the Comets were going to get the ball back to run some more clock, nope. Wildcats had other ideas.
The pressure came right up the middle.
And he shot to the outside.
And he looked at the outside, took off. Nobody was there. Great job there by Jaden Villanova, the brother of Jakias, who's in there now. 4 receivers, pistol formation. 1st and 10 right at the 29 of the Comets.
Big play, though.
And speaking of Jaden Villanova, he's in the backfield with Jackson right now. Got 6:22 and counting in your third quarter. Jackson goes to the Villanova, and a good positive yards. Jackson to Jaden Villanova right at the 22-yard line of the Comets. And right now, they're in a little bit of pace here. Now, Jakias Villanova in the backfield with Jackson on 2nd and make it 3. They get it to Jakias Villanova, has a blocks in front, 1st and 10. Then let's see if he did his 1st and 10 for St. James, and they're inside the Artie Hippolyte red zone right at the Comet 16. 5:37 and counting in your third. 1st and 10 inside the 16-yard line of the Comets. 4 receiver sets. Man in motion, and Jackson, he gets it out, catch is made, and it's Zenon touchdown! Kanye Zenon, 16 yards from Jawan Jackson. And the Wildcats are 2 points away of tying this ball game. What a play by Kanye Zenin. Two-point conversion coming up here. And Jackson gets the signal. 13 on the play clock. Two-point conversion coming up. And Jackson rolling out to the right. He'll throw it. Get it! And then Villanova game is tied at 14. What a play there. St. James gets the touchdown and the 2. 5:17 left in your third quarter. We are tied. 14 apiece. We're coming back.
What's up, everybody? Me and VK Jones had to come to Little Dizzy's. Yeah, well, VK, man, wasted no time, and he loved the fried chicken and the dirty rice from Little Dizzy's. Look at what I had. Yes, indeed. Oh, y'all know I love candy yams. Oh, yeah. That fried chicken was one of the best I ever had. And just like how Miss Arkisha Baquette says it, come to Little Dizzy's, where the food is always hot and it comes straight from the pot.
And we cannot forget this here of the Kumon Scholar Athletes for St. Charles Catholic. Tyler Miliotto, the kicker for the Comets, 4.0 GPA, and he has looking at Belhaven College out of Mississippi, and also for St. James, it is Brady Lassane, sophomore offensive lineman, a 4.0 GPA. Congratulations to our Kumon Scholar Athletes. Kumon out of Gretna. Big shout out to Kumon Learning Center. 16-yard touchdown for Kanye Zenin. Tied at 14, returnable for St. Charles Catholic. And here come the Comets with a good return. And a fumble on the field. Let's see. Does it go to the Cats?
I think it did, VK. I'm not 100% sure. But
No, it stays with St. Charles Catholic.
Oof.
Ooh, close one there.
Fortunate. And St. Charles gets great field position. Almost coughs it up, though. Actually did cough it up, but they were able to scrum and get it.
21-7 in the car up at the half.
Well, I got another score that got my eyes wide open, and it's in Baton Rouge. Lafayette Christian 35, Central 14 at halftime.
Whoa.
How about that statement after last week?
Wow.
Man, that's unreal. What is that?
First and 10, and they're right at the 43-yard line for St. Charles, who starts the drive. And here is Edwards. Edwards, he's going to get 2 yards on a gain. It's Xavier Anderson with that tackle. 2-yard gain on that one. They're right at the 45 of the Comets. 2nd and 8 coming up. Comets got to get to the St. James 47 to continue the drive. We got 4:43 left in your third quarter.
14-14, dead even time. Where are you at? Stick around. We got a barn burner brewing.
2nd and 8. Shotgun formation. And here's LeBlanc. He's going to throw it down middle. Incomplete could be. Oh, no flags called on that one.
I wouldn't call that. I don't know. But LeBlanc, good play call right there. Just receivers couldn't get separation. Now it brings up a third down.
Intended for Walker LeBlanc.
Yes. So that's incomplete.
So 3rd and 8 coming up for the Comets. Clock stops at 4:21 left in your third.
There's that horn again.
Here we go, 3rd down and 8. Shotgun formation, 3 receivers. They are on the right side. LeBlanc back to pass. LeBlanc has time. LeBlanc will try to get away. Pressure's coming, and he's going to go down. I'm at sack for the Wildcats. And that right there is Nolan Zenin. The Zenon brothers are out there causing havoc for the Wildcats.
Making one heck of an impact. But LeBlanc right there, VK, I don't know if he was, he didn't look decisive because he shot up the middle, then he went outside, and it was like he realized the pursuit was going to get him before he had any chance to get this first down. I didn't see much conviction on that play call.
And Dax Prejean will punt. Jacques Villanova waiting to receive, and a good punt by Prejean. Fair catch called and made the catch there as St. James will start at their own 22-yard line. We thank you for joining us here tonight. Like, tag, share, subscribe, JB the Sports Guy on your YouTube page, and continue to like, share, and tag, and hit the notification button when you subscribe.
But we want to thank our sponsors, every last one of you. You are so incremental to what we do, and we couldn't do it without you guys. And we thank you so much from the bottom of our heart.
Absolutely. We definitely really appreciate that. You know, so continue to be a part of this. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do. We love it, and it's absolutely free. 1st and 10, inside the 22. The handoff is Villanova. Jacques Villanova with the carry. Nice positive yards right at the 28-yard line of the Wildcats. 5-yard.
Flag on the play. Let's see what the laundry is about.
Actually is a 5-yard gain on that one. 5-yard gain. So actually make it 6-yard gain on that one. So 2nd and 4.
He ain't got misled me. I thought he said there was a flag. Okay.
So shotgun formation, 4 receiver sets for the Wildcats. Jacques Villanova in the backfield with Jackson. Man in motion. And Jackson will try to keep, and credit the Comets for slowing things down right there. And credit Tyler Bovia with the play. So now it'll be 3rd down. 3rd down and 8 for the Wildcats. They got to get to their own 32 to continue to drive. 5 receivers, 2 on each side. Eight on the play clock, and they got to hurry. Jackson, back to pass. Jackson looking. Pressure is coming. Jackson will get away. Jackson keeps it going. He's got it right at the mark. 1st down for the Wildcats. Right at the St. James 33. Good drive there for St. James. We're tied up at 14 apiece, under 2 minutes left in your 3rd quarter. Shotgun formation here. 3 wide receivers this time. And now it's Xavier Johnson in the backfield with Jawan Jackson. 5 on the play clock on 1st and 10. The handoff is Johnson. Johnson has a hole and good positive yards. They're right at the St. James 41. It's a good 8-yard run. It'll be 2nd and 2. And they go with a handoff again. It is Johnson. And, he's going to be St. Charles trying to push him back, but he's right at the mark. 1st down for St. James. They're inside the St. James 43. So 1st and 10 for St. James. The St. James offense has been moving much better in this 2nd half so far. Under a minute to go on your 3rd. Johnson in the backfield with Jackson on 1st and 10. Jackson get the handoff, and he's going to get 2 yards on that game, and they're actually right at the 46-yard line of St. James. 2 yards on that gain. 2nd and 8 coming up. 27 seconds left in your 3rd quarter. Jackson gets it. Villanova gets a lane on the 1st down and more. Jacques Villanova as the Wildcats continuing to move. And let's see if they try to get a playoff with 12 seconds left in your third. And I think they're going to take their time. Let's see with 6. They're actually going to run the play. Jaden Villanova. Villanova with a nice surge. Make it a 3-yard gain for Villanova. And that is the end of your third quarter. Your score. We are tied up at 14 apiece between St. Charles Catholic and St. James. Come on back for this thriller right here on the Hash It Out Show. Friday night game of the week.
If you ever need help with 401k services, fiduciary services, or executive benefits, then Jeremy Callaghan of CoSource Financial Group is the guy to see. You can reach him at 337-606-9860. JFK Martial Arts offers a wide variety of martial arts programs for kids, teens, and adults as they empower lives through martial arts. Please give them a call at 985-266-0664 and don't forget to ask about their 1-week free special.
And welcome back. VK Jones, George Peppers with you. The Hash It Out Show Friday night game of the week. And also Wildcat Productions working with us today on the production. Thank y'all so much for all the help. And we got a thriller, ladies and gentlemen, tied at 14 apiece between St. Charles Catholic and St. James. It'll be second and make it 6 to go for the Wildcats. They're right at the 36. Handoff, and it's actually a play action pass. They're going to left side. Good catch right there. Kanye Zenin right at the 5. Make it the 4-yard line for Zenin.
That play has worked 3 times, 2 for touchdowns. VK.
Very much agreed. Zenin has really stepped up tonight. And they go right in the end zone. Touchdown!
Trying to keep up. Who got it?
And it's Jaden Villanova from 4 yards. And it is a lead for St. James.
For the first time tonight.
Wow. What a play right there. And they went in a hurry and gave it to Villanova and got in the end zone. 2-point conversion coming up this time for St. James. Zenin in the backfield. Now back to pass. Jackson's going to go in the end zone. And get it! 2-point conversion good for Chakaz Villanova. Wow! 22-14 for the Wildcats. What a second half for St. James. We're coming back with this big-time game on the Hash It Out Show, Friday night game of the week.
Hey, parents and coaches, want your young athlete to go far on and off the field? Kumon of Gretna is the place for you. Whether it's reading plays or calculating scores, early literacy and math skills teach focus, discipline, and decision-making. Give your student athlete the edge. Start early, start smart at Kumon of Gretna.
And welcome back as we about to get ready to kick off a 4-yard touchdown for Jaden Villanova, and St. James has taken a 22-14 lead. And let's see if St. Charles Catholic can answer. And here's the kickoff. And it'll go out of bounds. It'll be good field position for St. Charles Catholic. As they'll take that penalty possibly. Let's see if they take it or they re-kick it. Looks like they will take it. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Comets right at their own 35.
One of the many games we picked this week, VK. I'm looking at a score line, and I think I'm going to lose it, if I remember right. Riverside Academy at halftime. Last score we have is the Riverside Academy 28, Vermilion Catholic 7.
Wow. So 1st and 10 for the Comets inside their own 35. And there will be a time, look like it will be, let's see, might be a flag down. As the officials stop play right here. And it looks like possibility it might be clock malfunction or something like that. Is not a timeout called as the head official trying to make sure everything is good.
What did we say? One of the higher scoring games tonight would be Catholic New Iberia, Lake Charles College Prep.
Yes.
The last update was from the second quarter. It's 2014 visitors. Catholic New Iberia lead. That's going to get, that game's going to probably have both teams in the 40s.
Very much agree. So here we go. 1st and 10 right at the 35-yard line as we get back to live action. 2 receivers in the shotgun. Edwards in the backfield with LeBlanc. Movement up front. And that's going to be a 5-yard penalty for St. James on the offsides. Little discipline there. And I think that's St. James's first penalty of the second half.
Oh, boy.
And they have been really doing a good job maintaining. Now it's 1st and 5. They're right at the 40. They got to get to the 45. Shotgun formation, LeBlanc with Edwards in the backfield. Man in motion here. And that should be delay a game here.
It should be because the play clock's at 0.
Delay a game on St. Charles Catholic.
Big update from Algiers, and it looks like Etna Carr is making a very bold statement. It is 28-7 Carr in the third quarter, and in the other game in the River Parishes, Destrehan and Terrebonne, the big showdown down there. The home team, Destrehan, has now reestablished control. They lead 27-21 in the third quarter.
Interesting games tonight all over the state. 1st and 10 as we go forward and backwards. Right back at the 35. 6 on the play clock for LeBlanc. The handoff is Edwards. Edwards has a little hole, and he gets those 6 yards back. And they're right at the Comets 41.
So next week's top 5 will be interesting, VK, when we reveal. If that scoreline gets worse, I'm curious to see what me, you, and JB will do with St. Augustine.
And 2nd down and 4 for the Comets. They got to get to the 45 for a 1st down. 1 to 11 minutes in this ball game. And it is Edwards, and he's stuffed.
Boy, St. James defense stayed home and just pursued beautifully on that play, and Edwards had no shot.
Big time pursuit there by the defense of the Wildcats. 3rd and 4 coming up.
Didn't get a yard on that play. They just stacked them up.
Daryl Jasmine, one of the tacklers for the Wildcats.
Looked like the Army of tacklers got him. But now facing a big 3rd down here for St. Charles. We're hurrying up the line.
3rd and 4. Shotgun formation
I see why.
for LeBlanc. Man in motion. And it's time to go jet sweep again. And he's going to be short. A big time loss.
That jet sweep took too long to develop, VK. That's what had allowed St. James's defense to pursue and close it out, and they were able to get the stop.
Jai Blaine makes the play for St. James on Evan DeFore. Now it's 4th down. Punt team coming out for St. Charles. Villanova will come out there to return. Dax Prejean to punt. Nice snap. Pressure's coming. He gets it off. High one. Villanova will take it from the 24, and he's not too much of a return. Good pursuit
Good
by
open
the
field
Comets.
tackle right there, VK.
Yes. First and 10 for St. James.
And they're playing with the lead. Let's see how they attack this defense with the lead. They've got the momentum all the way on their side right now, St. James does. Let's see what Levante Davis does. I would say close to the vest, run Villanova and run Jackson, and maybe go up top. The Xenon plane has been open all 3 times they've gone to it tonight.
Very much so. Zenon has just definitely been making an impact for St. James. Here we go, first and 10, shotgun formation. 4 receivers. They start from the 30. 3 receivers, 2 to the left and 1 to the right. And it's Xavier Johnson in the backfield with Jackson. Back to pass Jackson. He gets it out. And it's Zenon. Zenon, first down and more. Nice job there by Kanye Zenon.
This time they go underneath the Kanye Zenon, and they still make it work.
You got Kanai King Young, but not playing. But there's a Kanye and Zenon who's stepping in.
It ain't West.
It ain't West either. You're
Not at
right.
all.
First and 10. And here is Jacai's Villanova at the lane. Villanova first down. A big first down there for Jacai's Villanova. And this St. James crowd is loving what they're seeing right now.
That's because they're smelling blood, VK. They know that if they can get something here on this next possession, this might be Katie bar the door. Game over, potentially.
8:53 and counting. First and 10. They're right at the 38-yard line, and it's Johnson bouncing out, keeps his feet moving, and they're right at the 20, and they're right at the 32-yard line.
You know what I'm saying, though, VK? I think they're wearing the St. Charles defense out, though.
I agree.
With how they're running the ball in there, just pounding it. They're playing St. Charles football, and they're showing it to them.
They basically say you meant to say St. James football.
St. James. No, they're playing St. Charles style football.
Style football, right?
Style,
Got
that's
it.
what I mean.
Got it. So second down and make it 6 to go. And the handoff again. It is going to the right side. It is Johnson. Johnson keeps going. And let's see where he is. Could be a first down.
It's
and
close.
it is
Yep.
first and 10 for the Wildcats. This is a critical drive for St. James. And I tell you, man, this could be a potential backbreaker if they score. 8:02 and counting in your ball
But
game.
they're moving too fast.
And
so
an
VK,
8-point lead for St. James, and
run some clock.
they're actually taking their time. You look at it, it's 13 on the play clock. So here we go. 3 receivers. Now it's Jaden Villanova. Villanova with the carry. Villanova. Nice surge. And good 7 yards for Jaden Villanova. Make it 6 yards right at the St. Charles 20.
I'm really impressed with how St. James has adjusted here.
Make it to St. Charles 21.
Almost to their Arthur Hippolyte red zone. 1 more yard. They'll get it.
Yep. Second down and 4. Back to pass. Jackson, left side. That could be a penalty flag, and it comes down.
Roughing the passer?
Nah, that could be pass interference because you're seeing that
Oh, I didn't see. I got
that Zenon.
thing.
Yeah, Zenon just was knocked down.
Let's see what they call. Big call right now.
Very much agreed, and I don't think the St. Charles fans kind of like that one.
No. If it's what we think it is.
The officials right there talking it out right quick. So we're waiting on the head referee to give us the call. Clock stops at 7:16 left in your ball game.
22-14 Wildcats if you're just joining us. And if you are, where have you been? Stick around. We're in for a good finish.
Very much so, man. Stay with us. Continue to like, tag, share, subscribe, and hit the notification button. Hit the notification button, ladies and gentlemen. And we definitely appreciate it. And this game is absolutely free. Holding on St. Charles Catholic.
Defensive holding. So
Defensive holding and an unsportsmanlike conduct on both, and actually on St. Charles Catholic. And one of the players is gone.
Who?
I don't know who, but I think a punch might have been thrown, and one of the St. Charles players have been ejected.
That's a frustration foul right there by St. Charles. That is an uncharacteristic move.
I don't think they threw a punch. It might have been unsportsmanlike conduct. Might have been on the same player twice. Because if you get two,
It's
you're
over
out the
with. Yeah,
game.
you're gone. Yeah, that's a wrap.
So it had to be a frustrating.
They'll counsel they will counsel that young man.
Absolutely.
You know, emotions are too high. And
Trying to see the number on that one. It might have been
26,
15 or 26, one of the two. Austin Alquin, I think that was the player
But
who
we're
was
not
gone.
sure.
We're not sure, but
What do we
He's-
have? We got people coming on. Oh, the referee. I see him. I'm trying to see what we got going on.
and they're counseling the player on the sideline, and I think it is Alquin because they are talking with him now.
Good observation.
First and goal, right inside the Audi Hippolyte red zone, right inside the 3-yard line. It is Jaden Villanova as Jackson waits. 6 on the play clock, man in motion, and it is Jaden Villanova, the surge. Let's see, he's going to be down right inside the 2. When he had an extra surge, let's see, he's got to the 1. He's got to the 1-yard line. At first, looked like he was going down, but he kept his feet moving. So it'll be 2nd and goal for St. James. We're under 7 minutes left, 6:52 left in your ball game. Wildcats looking to get a huge score on the board. 2nd and goal. The Villanova brothers in the backfield with Jackson. Ja'Kai's Villanova to the right, touchdown! 1-yard touchdown, Ja'Kai's Villanova, and the lead extended to 28-14. What a play there by Ja'Kai's Villanova. Two-point conversion coming up for St. James. And they're trying to make a substitution here. Jaden Frazier, who comes in now. Jackson waiting on the snap. And it's Jackson as is Jaden Villanova trying to get the pass in the end zone, but flags are down. Legal procedure is look like the call for on St. James. Legal shift on St. James. That 2-point try will be no good. 6:32 left in your ball game. The St. James Wildcats 28. The St. Charles Catholic Comets 14. We're coming back.
If you're looking for the best pizza in Metro New Orleans, then you're in the right place. Moe's Pizza has a great selection of Italian food that can satisfy your appetite, and they can also cater to your needs in any event. Give them a call at 504-341-9650 or log on to www.moespizzanola.com, located at 1112 Avenue H in West Wego, Louisiana. Moe's Pizza, Italians do it better.
Huge.
Welcome back. As kicking off, we'll be landing Gravra. As Ja'Kai's Villanova got a 1-yard touchdown. Here comes St. Charles. St. Charles on the run. And 1 man to beat. And he could go. And that is going to be a touchdown for St. Charles Catholic. 80 yards.
Just when you think it's done,
Christian
here they come.
McLean.
How about that, VK?
Woo, my goodness.
Talk about flipping a switch, huh?
Wow.
Christian McLean found a seam and accelerated like a man. 80 yards later, the Comets are back in this thing.
Just like that.
Yup.
28-20 is the score. Extra point coming up for Tyler Miliotto.
Now the subplot thickens, VK Jones. 28-20, potentially 21.
Snap down, kick is up, and it will be through. We got 6:20 left in your ball game. Still not over yet. St. Charles Catholic with a touchdown, cutting the lead to 28-21. Let's take a timeout. We'll come on back for this thriller.
HBP Construction and Consulting is licensed in residential and commercial construction. They offer electrical, municipal, mechanical, public works services, and more. You can reach them at 504-677-2018 or visit them at 650 Poydras Street, Suite 1400.
My goodness. Welcome back. We got 6:20 left in your ball game. 28-21. St. James with a 7-point lead. They'll get the ball back. And do you think St. Charles might do something slick? Because noticed earlier,
Wayne Stein does.
Wayne Stein does
but
take some wild chances a lot of times, you know?
Look at the timeout situation, VK. Both have 3. I don't know if you do it here because you're not going to give St. James, if you miss it, if you miss the onside, you're not giving St. James a short field. No, I'm kicking this thing in. But the thing is, the other plot part of it is this. St. James has had their way with the St. Charles defense since they were down 14-zip, right? Mm-hmm. So I can theoretically not blame Wayne Stein if he decides to do it. You know, I don't know if there's a right or a wrong, but in theory, you still got half the quarter to go. 6:20 to go in the fourth quarter. I don't know, VK. I'm not sure. I don't blame him if he does, but I personally I wouldn't.
I think you trust your defense. You got to trust your defense in
Just
this
give
one.
him one more shot at it. Yeah, exactly. 6:20 to go. You're only down a touch.
Tyler Miliotto
but
kicking off.
You might be setting up for it though.
And here we go. It'll be a long kickoff this time. And this one, they got to pick it up. They're going to take it from the 2. It's Jai Blaine. And he does go out of bounds.
That pursuit has been gold for St. Charles tonight, all night long on their special teams. That's the one of a few positives they've had. You know, their special teams, their pursuit angles have been really, really good tonight.
Very much agreed. I think Jai Blaine did the smart thing. Knowing that ball was dying down and didn't go in the end zone, he picked it up and he had to go with it. And he went out of bounds. But great pursuit by the Comets.
Comets still chasing down a touchdown. Now they're going to have to pressure St. James, get a 3 and out to get this ball back to have a chance at it late.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats right at their own 11. Xavier Johnson in the backfield with Jawan Jackson.
And you gave an update during the break. St. Augustine has gotten 1 touchdown back. They're down 28-14 still in the third quarter.
3 receiver sets here. Shotgun formation. Jackson waiting on snap. 6:11 left in your ball game. Man in motion. It is Johnson on the handoff on the right side. It's going to get 2 yards on that one right at the St. James 13-yard line. Two-yard gain on that one, so it will be 2nd and 8. Make it 2nd and 7. 3 yards on that one.
When do the timeouts come into play, VK?
Good question. 5:47.
Still a chunk of time left, so you're really not going to panic at this point.
They're right at the 14-yard line, so it is 3 yards, so 2nd and 7. Johnson with the handoff, hesitates, and he found a little something there. Nice surge.
Not quite
Johnson,
enough,
not enough, but manageable 3rd down.
Very.
And they're right at the Wildcats 18.
Leaving them 1 yard short or 2 yards short.
Injury timeout on the field, and that is Johnson. Hopefully he is okay.
Yeah, he tried to stretch it out, and I wonder if, I hope it's not serious.
I hope it's not serious either. You know, St. James doesn't need too many other injuries. You already got
Kanai King Young.
You know, out. So, you know, hopefully it's nothing serious.
But they did run out there, so let's.
We definitely appreciate y'all joining us tonight. Continue the likes here. Like, tag, share, subscribe to
And
JB the Sports Guy.
join us next Tuesday and Wednesday for the Hash It Out show as we review Week 5 and look ahead to Week 6 on Tuesday. Probably we'll try to have some guests. Wednesday is pick night on the Hash It Out show, and we picked 31 games this past week. And looking at the score lines, the pick standings are going to go down to the wire this week because there's give and take for all three of us this week.
And Johnson, he's going to come off the field, and they're going to help him out. He's putting a little weight. They're going to monitor him. I don't know if he's going to return, but that doesn't look too good.
Not for St. James, no. Now Jackson's going to have to be the onus for them in that
And
backfield.
Johnson, you can just tell how he's feeling right now because
Frustrated.
he knows he's been getting a lot of time these last couple of weeks. And here we go. Looks like it's Jaden Villanova in the backfield. And here's Jackson on the keeper. Jackson.
No.
He's going to be stacked up.
Yeah, that common defense was just pyramiding him all the way, and they got him down.
He's only got
Punt.
a yard, so it'll be punt time for St. James.
And now the Comets got what they needed defensively, VK. Now the offense is going to have to answer the call, or maybe pray tell not another special teams touchdown, huh?
4:45 and counting, 4th down, and make it 2 yards to go. Jaden Villanova back to punt. Waiting to return for the Wildcats is McLean. They're trying to set it up here. They're trying to get good snap, and let's see. And got stoppage of play here.
It's a big call right now for this stoppage of play. Let's see what it is, though.
Delay game.
Oof, not
I
what you want.
think St. James, what they was trying to do was get them off sides. That's
They tried to draw.
why that formation was what it was. They wasn't trying to go for it.
No.
So no movement. Give credit to St. Charles Catholic.
Staying disciplined, VK. Staying disciplined.
Very much agreed.
And they're going to get golden field position. He's setting up inside on the plus side of the field, McLean.
And Villanova at the end zone this time. High snap. Pressure's coming. Villanova, and he's got to get knocked down. That is going to be a 1st and goal coming up for the Comets. Oh, my goodness. And I think Villanova should have just went ahead and punted anyway because of the fact of the matter is that pressure was coming, but you got to get it off.
Well, give a call to St. I said this in the pregame, but I was thinking more Miliotto. But their special teams has really kept them in this ball game tonight, and now it's allowed them an opportunity to potentially tie or go ahead, VK.
Very much agreed. 1st and goal for St. Charles Catholic inside the 1 yard line. Crazy. And they go under center. Full house backfield. Skylar Edwards on the carry. Stuffed! A big time stuff there. And that's a loss. Then they're right at make it the 2 yard line.
Now, if you're St. Charles, VK, what are you looking at? 358 and 349 and counting. I'm kicking the extra point. I'm sorry. If you score,
I agree.
You got to kick the extra point. You're not fooling around and going for 2.
No, I think they'll kick the extra point.
With Miliotto's leg, yeah, you're kicking this extra point.
3:35 and counting. 2nd and goal for the Comets inside the St. James 2. Full house backfield again. Under center is LeBlanc. The handoff is Edwards again, and it's stuffed. No gain on the play.
How about the resilience of this Wildcat defense on this possession? A debilitating turn of events where Villanova should have punted the ball. They get backed up inside the 1, and this defense has come up big 2 plays in a row.
Very much so, very much so.
On Skylar Edwards. Big.
Absolutely. Now it is 3rd and goal at the 2. I would not be surprised a bootleg might be in store in this play here. 3rd and goal, full house backfield. Under center is LeBlanc on 3rd and goal. Again, this is a bootleg, and it is LeBlanc. Got it! Touchdown for the Comets. I called it myself. I was like, I wouldn't be surprised. A bootleg might be installed.
First time you're right this week. I'm kidding. But I'm just kidding. But no, that's a big score. Now the chess game is two. It's got to be one, VK. Still 2:23
Malioto is out there already.
Kick this extra point.
He's kicking the extra point coming up for St. Charles Catholic.
And if you're Levante Davis, gather your team up and say, all right, boys, now let's go
Snap
win
down. The pressure's coming. Kick is up. And it's through.
Tied.
2:33 left in the ball game. We are tied at 28 apiece between St. Charles Catholic and St. James. We got a thriller here at beautiful downtown Vacherie. Come on back for this ending.
I'm ready. Oh, man. Do it again. Good job, Sue. Very good. Let me 5 for 5. Ready. All right, Mr. King. All right. I'm ready. Woo! I'm ready. There we go, Miss. Woo! Boys ATA Blackwood Academy, where belief means, yes, I can.
At Bayou AV Security, we are your one-stop shop for all your needs, whether it's enhancing your home entertainment system, securing your property, ensuring a seamless internet connection, or illuminating your outdoor spaces. We've got you covered. Bayou AV Security, where technology meets reliability. Call us today to experience the Bayou difference.
And welcome back. 2-yard touchdown by Landry LeBlanc, and we're tied at 28 apiece. Kicking off will be Malioto. As he hesitates, then he kicks it off. Fair catch is going to have to be called. They got to pick it up, and they take the knee.
Now let's see how St. James attacks this with the recent knock on Johnson, getting injured there on that last possession. Let's see what St. James does here.
Injured player on the field, and that is Kanye Zenin. I mean,
he's been huge to them.
Yes,
tonight.
St. James been taking some bumps and bruises in this second half.
Not what you want coming into district play, but a game like this, which sets you up good for district play, but man, two big components that have now suffered injuries here in the last minute and change.
2:31 in your ball game, folks. We're tied at 28. We have a thriller here at Wildcat Stadium.
Potentially free football, VK?
Potentially, and potentially we could have it happen. Remember, St. James came back in the last seconds to defeat St. Charles Catholic last season out in Laplace.
Mm-hmm. Up there. Yeah, that was a humongous character win for them in that game last year. How they were able to get it.
And coming off is, it's Zenin, and they're going to stretch him out. It looks like it's a cramp. So they're trying. He's going to try and get back out there, but man, wrong time for this to happen to him.
Look at the Comets sideline right there. They're hopped up. The
yes.
Players when you see it.
And the fans. 1st and 10. They start inside the 18. The hand actually is a pass out to Villanova. He has a wide open lane. Villanova. First down the ball. Villanova. He stays on the feet. Villanova. Oh my goodness. He's going to go down inside the 28. What a catch and run by Chakaz Villanova. Goodness.
What was that, about 60-something yards?
But a whole call on St. James. That will not count.
Holy mackerel.
Oh, my.
Okay, referee, that had to have been egregious. If you're throwing the flag, you're throwing that flag this late.
Man,
that
tough one there. Tough one.
That is an absolutely humongous call right there, VK. Huge play done in by a flag.
Oh, my.
That had to have been either a takedown or something for that flag to go.
Or not just that, hand might have been out where it was at. So
maybe
gotta be careful where your hands are.
Exactly. It's all about placement.
Exactly. First and now 12.
Spot foul.
Yep. And they're right at the 16-yard line.
84 yards.
Jackson looking in the sideline. We're coming up to the 2-minute mark in a tie game. And stoppage of play.
I believe a timeout.
Timeout, St. James.
Yep.
They'll take their first charge timeout.
I think they wanted to see what St. Charles was lined up in, and now they're going to readjust.
1:55 left in your ball game. And thank you so much for joining us on this Hash It Out Show Friday night game of the week. St. James, St. Charles tied at 28. Tell your family and your friends, come on here. We got the game of the night. Come on in here,
no doubt.
and get your popcorn right now, because this here
popcorn's already
is
gone,
an
VK.
absolute thriller.
That popcorn's already gone. They're digging into the pantry to find some leftover crackers or something. I don't know.
They might have another bag.
They might. Hey, they might. But you,
Another bag.
but you got to put it in the microwave and let it pop for a minute.
Yes.
But
2
see,
minutes.
by the time they pop it for 2 minutes, the game's done. Or we might be playing overtime. Maybe.
Possibly. Let's see what happens here as St. James comes back. They only have 2 timeouts left.
Do have a big
And-
update.
Yeah, St. Charles with 3 timeouts left. What update you have?
The Rummel 31, Brother Martin 7. That's a
Wow.
statement effort by Nick
Wow.
Monica. Brother Martin has been so gold and everything, but they are now deep in the abyss.
This could be a huge win for Nick Monica and the squad tonight. First and
Here we go.
13, and they're right at the 16-yard line in 4 wide receiver sets. And it'll be Jackson middle incomplete, and he was looking for Villanova.
Trying to recreate that last play, but not this time. St. Charles stayed at home on the coverage and were able to get the incompletion.
And Kanye Zenon returns to the field, and that's good
stuff.
news.
That's great news
for
for
St. James.
Yes, sir, for the Wildcats. Yep.
2nd and 13. Wildcats got to get to their own 28 to continue to drive. 1:51 left in your ball game. 4 wide receiver sets. Jaden Villanova in the backfield, and they got to hurry. Actually, they still have time with 20 seconds on the play clock.
The play clock's not a matter. It's 20 seconds.
Back to pass is Jackson. Jackson looking. Jackson rolling out to the right, and he does have a lane. He'll throw it across. Card! And answer Collins Villanova. First down for the Wildcats. And another flag on the play, and a
Don't tell me.
hold
Are you
for
serious?
St. James. Wow.
Say less. That's
Wow.
2 big plays to Villanova VK, and it's done in by a hold. Like I said, it's got to be egregious to make that call happen. Wow.
And I'll tell you one thing, I think it's going to be a lot of looking at the film than anything else to see if it was legit or not with these calls.
Best believe it.
I can understand the first holding call. This one, I don't know. And actually, Levanta Davis is
he's demonstrative right now.
he's just asking and seeing, getting me an explanation what happened. He's not the type that's going to argue too much.
Oh, no. He's so level-headed, and he's, one of the more level-headed coaches.
Now they're inside the 10.
So
make it the
now
12-yard line. Third down.
Okay, because I'm looking at the
It should be
score.
second.
Second. It should be second down because the penalty should be neutralizing the play.
And back to pass Jackson. Jackson has time. He is going to go deep. Wide open. Card! And that is Zenon. He could. And out of bounds. What a play. Jawan Jackson, Kanye Zenon.
That's about 60-something yards, I think, VK.
Zenon has been open all game, and he did it again. So 1st and 10 inside the Artie Hippolyte red zone, right at the 18-yard line of the Comets. And you have to think, what resilience by the Wildcats.
But, where's the kicking game now? Because they've gone for 2 on their touchdowns. since they were down 14-zip. They missed one extra point off the post, and they've not tried another since.
1:25 left, 1st and 10.
So how close do you get?
And here's Jaden Villanova. Villanova, nice positive yards. And they're right at the 14-yard line of St. Charles.
At the Audie Hippolyte red zone.
Yep. And I ain't gonna lie, I think St. Charles might have to maybe burn a timeout because St. James is taking their time with a minute to go on 2nd and make it 7.
The timeouts are not a factor here. It's just a matter of how you manage the clock if you're St. James or St. Charles.
Villanova stuck in the backfield.
And he stacked them up right there, though, VK.
It'll be no gain on the play.
Now I think a timeout's going to happen.
It'll be 3rd and 6. 2 timeouts left for the Wildcats with 37 seconds.
Yep, and the clock's still running, so they're not using it. Levante Davis is going to play this down.
3rd and 6. They got to get to the 8. Jackson, he'll throw it. Wide open, touchdown! What a play! 14 yards! Make it a 14-yard touchdown. Villanova with that catch, but the flag is down. Will it count?
You got to be kidding. I'm writing the touchdown. Let's see what they got. Oh, they're booing. I think this is going to be on St. James.
If this is on St. James, the St. James
Holy
fans,
cow. Man,
they're not going to handle this
anarchy. Oh, my goodness. This is wild.
one. Another sport man downfield on the Wildcats.
Got to be one of the big guys.
Oh, man. One of the big guys must have went beyond the line of scrimmage.
That's about the only explanation you could give on that one. But you still got, 23 seconds?
23 seconds to go. That could have been huge. And that touchdown comes off that board.
Yes, it does. Now I got to scratch. See, this is the thing about doing double duty.
And the clock is running. 20 seconds and counting. They got to hurry.
Timeout?
They're going to have to call a timeout maybe. 14 seconds. They got to hurry up.
Both teams are.
12 seconds and timeout is finally called.
I think St. James.
St. James calls the timeout.
Yep, at 10 seconds to go.
10 seconds to go.
Now what do you call? You've got 10 seconds. You're at the 19. That's 7:26, 36 yards. I don't know how much confidence you have in your kicker to go 36 yards to kick it. Or do you run another play? But I tell you what, though, VK, on the outside perimeter on the near side, that has been open all night with Zenon.
Very much agreed.
That has been there all night. If they go to that well again, they may just get the win.
I think I would run one more play. If you can't get in the end zone,
kick it.
Try to kick it to win that game.
Right, because what's the worst you can do? You're not going to lose it unless they block it and take it back.
Very much so. We're still tied. 10 seconds left to go in your ball game. St. James has one timeout left. So that's the good thing. Even with the 10 seconds, they can run one play. If they try to run it, they'll still call a timeout quickly.
They're fine on timeouts. I mean, even with the one in their pocket, even you could run a play, call a timeout, get your bearings about you, and see what you do.
That touchdown did not count. Tied at 28 apiece, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. 10 seconds left. 3rd down and 11 right at the 19-yard line of St. Charles Catholic. 4 receiver sets.
On the far side, not the near side this time. Empty set.
Jackson with Foster in the backfield. As he gets the signal. Jackson back to pass. Jackson looking. Jackson, he'll throw it to the side. And it is Villanova. They'll go out of bounds with 5 seconds.
Now what do you do, VK? 5 seconds. I think you got to try to field goal.
I think you got to try to field goal to win. I really think you got to try to field goal to win.
Going out on that far side, it's going to be what? Set up at the right hash, I would think.
Very much so. And I don't see the kicking team out there. So
they're going to look at what St. Charles is lining up in. Then they may use that timeout and go for the field goal. I think that's the play. That's the way you go right here.
Very much agreed on here. Here we go.
Nope.
5 seconds left. And here's Jackson. He'll go to the end zone. Villanova and deflected. And
Touchdown.
Touchdown. Villanova at the gun. St. James wins it. My goodness. From 12 yards. Oh, my. The ball was knocked up, and Villanova catches it at the end. Unbelievable ball game, and the Wildcats get it done 34-28. My goodness, what a game tonight. Unbelievable.
No need to try the.
Ooh, Lord.
Holy mackerel.
Final play there, and Jackson went to the end zone for Villanova and it was a DB on him tight. He knocked it up, and the last second, he got it. And I was waiting on the signal if it was incomplete or he caught it. And the official in the corner put the hands up. Touchdown.
It was the correct call. He grasped it and cradled it. Ball game. But now we're even, you and I. And
Wow.
I explained that because 2 years ago when we did our first year of the Hash It Out Show Game of the Week, remember the semifinal, Sutherland Watchtown Christian?
Right.
Mission Impossible. That was the game I called.
Right.
Now you got this one. You got a walk-off. I didn't get a walk-off. I didn't get quite a walk-off. I got the big comeback. You got the walk-off tonight, though.
Wow, man.
But, hey, it's cool.
Amazing stuff tonight,
Wow.
man. We like to thank St. James and St. Charles for agreeing to do this game tonight. We like to thank Wildcat Productions for coming to help us tonight
Yes.
and everything. So thank y'all so much. Mr. Tyree Smith, I owe you so much. So final words, George Peppers, before we shut it down.
Well, I don't know where to start. My goodness. This was easily the best regular season game we've done
Actually,
of the 3 years. This one, because of
Yes.
the caliber of the teams, these are two teams we might see in December in New Orleans. And, man, what a finish.
absolutely. And thank y'all so much. And George, man, tell us what's coming up this weekend and next week right quick.
Well, the Boot Crew on Sunday night at 6:15. After at 6:15 on Sunday night, Nick Campbell, Jared, J.B. Boyd, and Jordan Taylor from Under the Lights. They will recap Week 5, a crazy week of high school football here in the state of Louisiana, based on some of the scorelines that I've seen so far. But man, it's been crazy. The Saints-Giants game will be well done. That'll be finished. But then next Tuesday and Wednesday, we have the Hash It Out show for you. We will have a guest for you on Tuesday. We will pick Week 6 on Wednesday. And then next Friday, we will come to you live from the Shrine on Airlines, St. Augustine, Jesuit. And I don't know how you can top this game, but that St. Aug Jesuit game, and it will be a very interesting affair for that. That will be next Friday. We will be with you, 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff. If this was the best game of the year, VK, we got 9 more of these. Well, more than 9 because we do multiple games. But how do you top this? That's what I want to know. Like, what I'm asking you, how do you top this game the way it played out?
I don't know, but I love what we do.
Oh, man.
And this is what we do. Love it. The Hash It Out Show Game of the Week, and we love to bring it to you. So that is it from Wildcat Stadium, from downtown Vacherie. And it's been an honor and a privilege to bring you this game tonight. Continue to like, share, subscribe to JB the Sports Guy. Thank you so much. May God bless you, and good night. We will see you next week from the Shrine at Airline.